Hi, in this video I'm gonna work with aggregates, with aggregated data. Remember that aggregated data comes from published statistics, so it's just a number of things that someone else produced from the individual level data. In this case, we have births in the city of Madrid, and then we have them divided by legitimacy, so we have legitimate and illegitimate children, male and females, and we have them for several years starting in 1903 and 1929. So what we're going to do is compute the illegitimacy rate. That is the number of illegitimate children born per 100 or 1,000 children. So for doing that, we need to know the number of legitimate and illegitimate and the total number of births. So that's what we start doing. So we see number of legitimate children, illegitimate, and the total. So now we take advantage of the functions of Excel. First thing that we need to do is just to compute the legitimate, and then for doing that we need to add up these two columns. So we have B5, and then we select the other, and then we have male and females that were born legitimate. As you know, if we drag down, we get the same function over and over, and see what happens. We get here, we have still adding up male and female of legitimate origin, so that parents were wedded. We can do the same thing for illegitimate, then you see males and females, and then we do the same thing. And now to get the total, we could do the same, but let me also show you something called autosum, and then see what it does. So automatically it thinks that the closest things are going to be what you really want to sum up, and then you can just tune it. So if we wanted to add up, we would extend it. If we wanted to restrict it, we would lower it. But it was actually right. So just sum. It is a different way of summing, and if you see, we're just getting exactly the same result. So we could either sum things, just selecting each individually, but when it is a range, and this is a range, so things that they go in consecutive cells, we can use sum. You see, we say sum from G5 to H5. If we had lots of different numbers, we could say sum from G5 to P5. But now we have this sum here, and then we drag it down. And now we have our starting data. I'm gonna put this here, you'll see why. And now we want to compute the number of the percentage of illegitimate children over the total. So percentage of illegitimate over the total number of births. So we make a function and we say number of illegitimate, we divide it by the number of totals. And then we know that that's 0.12. So that's just under 1, so we want to make it into a percentage. And the way that we do it is just we multiply by 100. So this means that 12.9% of infants born in the city of Madrid in 1903 were born of single mothers or parents who were not married. Again, we have our formula here. We can drag it down and look what we get. Fantastic. We have now the percentage of illegitimacy for the city for the different years. So what we can do now is just plot it, and then let's do something else. I'm going to insert something here. So we put it separately, and look what happens. You know, it has been able to know which was the cell that we selected first, and it didn't really care that we added more. It knew that we wanted to do illegitimate over total. So that's also a very nice feature. If we add new columns, it's not going to mess up the computations. So to plot something nicely, we just put it close to it, and then we put in the title, percentage of illegitimate births. And we plot it. We select it, we go insert, and let's see, we go for a line. And this is what we have. See, we have it as title, and then as it's already there, we don't need this text here, and we have it here. We could do more things to make it prettier, but then this is for now. You have been able to compute the percentage of illegitimate births. First, we added up to get only legitimate and illegitimate. We computed the total, and then we just divided. So, piece of cake.